What's up, guys? It's been a very long time since I've been on my channel. A lot has transpired in my life, dealing with some things, personal, family, employment, a couple of things. But I'll do a video separate from this one, kind of giving everybody a backstory as to what's been going on with me and how come I haven't been really like uploading anything. I mean, I just uploaded 2 videos last month, but yeah, I have to get active again, so please forgive me. It's kind of like when I'm going through stuff, I tend to fall back into this little bubble I put myself in and trying to like come up with a solution for whatever my situation is at the time. But anyway, today's video is more so about self-care, self-love, and like us just not breaking our own hearts, seeing the red flags, because you know that's the thing now. Everybody wants to talk about these red flags. So I mean, it's good that we can talk about red flags, right? Which means you're not oblivious to it, which means you're aware. Now my question is, are we just ignoring the red signs? Do we not want to accept it? Like, what's going on? Because it's too many people in effed up situations for us to act like we're blinded to, you know, what's going on in our personal situation. And a lot of us have similar situations. It may not be the same person. Maybe it might be. It might not be the same person all the time or whatever, but it's very similar. And I get it. I was one of those people too. Like, oh, you know, that's their situation, that's not going to be my outcome, and so on and so forth. Sometimes we need to take heed to what's happening to other people, because we can relate. We can relate, because as soon as somebody come out and be like, oh yeah, you know, I was dealing with old girl and she was starting to act this way and that way, and come to find out she was XYZ, and then it's like, yo, I went through the same thing. We can relate a little bit too much for us to be acting like we don't see these red flags. Okay? Even myself, I'm gonna be completely transparent. Even myself, I was dealing with a person couldn't do no wrong in my eyes. I wanted my family to work so bad. We gotta stop that shit. Sometimes it's true. People come into our lives for a season and a reason. And a lot of times, them reasons are lessons. I don't like to look at anything as a loss, because if the person is not treating you good, the relationship is sour or whatever, it's not a loss. It's a lesson. And it's supposed to teach us what not to accept the next time. Not to keep dealing with different people but ending up in the same situation. It's kind of redundant, don't you think? But yeah, so it's a brief little message. This video is not going to be long whatsoever. I just want to encourage everybody. Like, listen, a lot of times, oh, real quick before I get into like ending this video, a lot of times we need to also realize that time in between relationships, situationships, whatever you want to call it, is very much needed. Very much needed. A lot of us like, oh, the way to get over one person is to get under a new one. That shit is a setup for failure. Okay? It's a setup. It ain't going to do you no good. It ain't going to help you. And it damn sure ain't fair to the next person who may legit be ready to love you, love on you, and you here with the F shit. So take the time to heal yourself. Excuse me, y'all. Take the time to heal yourself. Learn what you like, what you don't like. Learn what you want to accept and what you don't want to accept. Learn, the signs, the warning signs, the red flags. Learn what they look like to you. What are your triggers? Things that we've experienced as children. A lot of people don't believe that your childhood traumas can spill over into your adulthood, and you bring the traumatic issues or the aftermath into this now adult relationship that you have with another individual. And a lot of times that's the reason why our relationships don't work either. We think, okay, well, it's swept under the rug. We good. We not kids no more. Oh, you should have just, people should just grow up and this and that. A lot of people don't understand. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Heal your childhood traumas. Fix the relationship with your dad if he walked out of your life, or he wasn't there in the way that you needed him to be at the time. Fix that shit. Even if it can't be fixed, say what you need to say and don't hold on to it. Stop harboring things. A lot of us are broken on the inside and expect to get with another person to make us whole. I'm not here to patch up nothing. The only thing I want to patch up is, is to gradually elevate in the relationship. We can't do that if we're both broken. We can't do that even if one of us is broken, because one person could be trying and one person is ready to walk out the door because that's what they know. They know to run. They know to leave. They know to withdraw themselves from the situation. So heal yourself. Okay? If there's a problem, face it. Face it. Stop avoiding whatever the issue may be. Avoidance is not the answer. It's definitely not the answer. It's not going to help anybody. Same thing. Like, it affects our relationships, but if you bring children into the world, it affects your children too. It does. You may not know how to love on your children the way that they need you to, because you weren't loved on the way that you needed to be by your parents. And it's a never-ending cycle. When does it stop? Are you going to be a part of the generational curse, or are you going to break it? That's a question you need to ask yourself. I had to do a whole lot of this. I'm still a work in progress, but I started doing my work. Like, a lot of this past year, COVID being, quarantined or whatever you want to call it, has forced me to look at some things in my own life. And I couldn't be happier at the moment. I'm still working. I still have some things that I'm working on, but I couldn't be happier at this point in my life. I could see if I just ignored it and act like nothing was wrong and I'm perfectly fine and I'm flawless or whatever, I could only imagine mentally, emotionally, physically where I would be in my life if I continued that broken cycle. I had to get off of that roller coaster. It was a never-ending roller coaster. And it took me a minute to realize where my trauma stemmed from. Now I talk about it freely. You'll definitely get more insight into that soon. I'm working on something. I really am. I'm definitely working on something. And I hope you all support. But yeah, heal your trauma. Talk to your children. A lot of your trauma spills over into your children. Fix that, because it's too much going on in the world to just throw your kids out there into society like everything is a-okay. There's something seriously wrong going on these days. So yeah, stop breaking your own heart. Stop ignoring those red flags. Stop ignoring the signs. Stop ignoring your brokenness. Just stop. Heal. Heal yourself. Heal your children. Heal your your partners. Assist them. You might need assistance too. Assist them. But that's really all I had to say for right now. I will be putting out more content. Yeah. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I appreciate those who continue to stay subscribed to my channel. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. And I'll be in touch.